this the same place where... Was this the place that the guy got murdered? The guy who stole the ATM? The crackheads? Or is it someplace else?
Trey.
You're playing a dangerous game, Jesse. Oh, police officer.
Have a nice day.
Wow. Always the recurring theme of hiding in plain sight right under their noses and such. Oh shit. Oh shit. Good shot. Oh shit. He's not really in a conference call.
What are you doing?
I'm talking with Ted.
Bryan Cranston, man. Wow.
Next time you'll open the door. Now! What do you want?
I caught my second wife screwing my stepdad, okay?
Oh. Spoilers for Better Call Saul, I guess. Unless he's lying.
Speaking as your lawyer, I'm always looking for billable hours.
Love this shot of Mike in the back.
How did you know? Did you bug my house?
Jumping into the right conclusions.
But I didn't know it was your house, did I? You
Telling the
moved
truth
out.
already.
Besides, you basically told me to.
I told you to?
You strongly hinted that I should. You were worried about your wife, remember? You were concerned she might say something to the police.
Oh, love this back and forth dialogue between the two.
Sure, she snuck off the reservation to get some dirty, damp, and deep. On the other...
Poor choice of words.
You just bought a $300 suit, psycho!
Mike looks like he's just done with all of this. He's like...
Sometimes it doesn't hurt to have someone watching your back.
He's not wrong. Marked by the devil.
Walt, could you come back over here and have a seat, please?
Sure.
Bryan Cranston in this episode, man. This type of behavior. This has been kind of a thing for a while.
Let's just...
She's gonna reject him.
Well, hey!
Yeah.
You answer the bell, you pay your dues.
But for whom the bell tolls.
El Paso's like the Super Bowl.
Oh, you can definitely feel the anxiety building up in Hank.
Things I'm supposed to be getting on a plane right now. The stuff this guy had was blue. You're sure about that?
A choice. You can stay or you can go. I love how he was standing right next to the baggage check, as in checking his emotional baggage, not just actual physical baggage. Look at how things have changed. So now it's the other way around. Now Jesse's the one who's calling Walter. Great shot. Like,
Man, I'm sorry.
wow. With Jesse's reflection right there in the mirror so you can see his face.
That is just not true. You're good at a lot of things, son.
Calling him son. Walter's gonna look at it and he's gonna say,
Careful my amounts.
it's not perfect enough.
This is my product.
This is my formula. This is mine.
Or that. His pride kicking in once again.
I am not going to lend my name to
Yeah.
an inferior product. I mean, look at the diameters here.
Just as I was saying, right? He finds it imperfect.
Hey, you know what? Eat me anytime.
The-
Hey, wait, hey!
Ooh, the broken family photo.
Mel. Wait. Was it Mel? Or Mark? It was an M name, though. I remember the "muh" sound.
Mun? Pigman? Jesse Pinkman? Unless this is somebody else, then he's referring to.
Let's go have a little looky-loo. See if we can't find this M-named clown.
Gomi gotta talk about El Paso? And why he's not coming? Hank, I mean.
I'm getting tired of all this second guessing. If you're not sufficiently stimulated by this investigation, do us both a favor and ask for transfer.
Interesting. In a way, the blue meth is addictive to Hank, but not in mentally speaking. Crazy to think about that. Man, the change in both attitudes. Like Hank, Walter, Jesse, like everybody, of course. But again, kind of goes to show like how great these characters are developed over the seasons.
Do the deal.
Ooh. Hurting Walter's pride and ego, huh? Which will probably rope him in because he doesn't want Jesse to take all the credit, right? Because Walter doesn't believe that Jesse has the capabilities to do this, but of course, Gus being one step ahead of Walter in this situation. Oh.
Yeah, I haven't seen Matt since my dad fired him like a while ago.
Where'd this come from, Kara?
I don't know.
That reaction is all he needs.
Listen to me. It's real important that I find the person that had these drugs.
Man, the acting from this actress, man. Wow.
Kara.
Is there a camera?
Please tell me that that camera
Oh, shit! Does she even know that they have a camera? It doesn't work. Would have been too easy if it did, right? Show would have been done way quicker. What a shot! Wow. Wow. Black and white. Black and white can also symbolize seeing the world in an objective view, right? There's only right and wrong. Oh wow, that was great. That was great. Damn it, man! I still feel bad for Walter Jr., man, because he doesn't know anything about all of this. He wants to know, he really does. But now I'm just even more afraid that since he just believes that his father is innocent this much, it would probably hurt him more if he knows the truth.
We'll see.
The super savers and the newspaper there in the back. Of course, it's just talking about like money, but still, like that's like the biggest problem. We're gonna make the deal? Oh, yes. Love the stop sign. It's like telling Jesse to stop, but of course, the show must go on. Love the way this is shot, only seeing his silhouette. Complete and total darkness.
Hey! What the hell? This is only half.
That's right. It's your half.
That's how they're gonna rope in Walter back.
There are only 29 of these early 80s bounders registered in the state.
Only 29.
Yeah.
It's the best lead he got.
They need you in El Paso, Hank.
You bet. I'm just gonna wrap up this Heisenberg thing first.
So you're refusing the assignment?
No, I'm not. I'll go.
I love this.
Are you going to El Paso now? Tonight?
No. He's gonna say no. Come on, Hank, you know you do not want to go back to El Paso.
No.
Yeah. Wow, this is the start of his downfall, isn't it? Like this choice right here.
Better get to it then.
Hank is so afraid to go to El Paso because he thinks that he can die there because the possibility is higher. But narratively speaking, him choosing to go with Heisenberg may probably leave him dead. Or injured or hurt at the very least, you know, like.
Our top story this hour, Donald Margolis, the air traffic controller criticized for his role in the recent air disaster in which 167 persons died, was rushed to an area hospital early this morning. Apparently the victim of a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Oh, man. That sucks to hear. The duct tape around the window. Who is that? Is that the guy who is gonna give him money? Holy shit, he is. Oh, okay, I was right. Green. Go. The symbolism. Oh, wow, I love that. I love the way they end that episode. Love the use of the stop sign with Jesse, and then the green indicator for Walter. Oh, man, great episode. Oh, yeah. Really good episode of Breaking Bad. Definitely, the part when it comes to, like, Walter and Jesse's situation, that is, like, the kind of the center point of this episode. But, of course, Hank as well. You can't forget about Hank. Which I guess we'll talk about Hank first because I'll save the Walter and Jesse discussion for later. But Hank, this episode was great. I love the conflict that was kind of alluded to more in the previous episode. You know, just a bit, but now we're actually like seeing it kind of come into fruition, right, of this conflict between Hank and his own missions, right, on whether or not he wants to take the call and go to El Paso or to stick to his guns and solve the Heisenberg case, which is more personal to him, right? And there is this this genius writing, in my opinion, in that, of course, the meth that Walter and Jesse are creating and distributing, you know, like, of course, they are meant to be addictive, right? Despite Jesse saying that no, it's not addictive. You know, it's the media and such. But like, come on, it's, or maybe it's not. I actually don't know. Like, I'm not really well versed into how meth and other drugs and narcotics work, but it is this really genius writing, in my opinion, where it took me this long to finally figure it out that Hank is addicted to the blue meth. But not because he is consuming it, because he is desperately trying to figure out who he is, who the distributor is, right? Who Heisenberg is. The fact that he is going to such lengths, the fact that he decided to not go to El Paso and choose to stay in Albuquerque and still be, you know, here trying to solve this case that has been going on for I guess almost a year at this point. Like, I don't know like the time frame, but like for months at the very least, right? Yeah, there's some there's some interesting things at play in that regard. So yeah, that is one aspect that I find to be fascinating and I find to be just well written in terms of like the character development of Hank and um the meaning behind his infatuation to the blue meth. Um, but aside from that, of course, there is the mental trauma that he is dealing with, right? That's one of the other reasons why he doesn't want to go to El Paso, which kind of leads to what I said during the reaction, and that is he chose to not go to El Paso because of the fear and worry that he might get killed, right? His past experiences there, surely, seeing, the bomb explode and seeing that was in El Paso, right? But regardless, seeing the bomb explode and seeing some of his, partners in arms either injured or dead and such, and he is the only one who is alive, so he also has that survivor's guilt. It is really eating him at his heart, right? It is just mentally draining him, and the fact that he is called to go back there and to probably, it's not really just about going back to El Paso, but it's more so that the line of work in which he is probably going to go for will be something similar to that, right? And he does not want that. Of course he values his life, of course he does not want to get killed, and of course that entire situation and that whole fiasco from like the previous season, because just kind of goes to show, and it kind of proves to himself that he is not ready for that line of work. He is not meant to be there, right? He that is not where he belongs. He belongs here. He belongs here with Albuquerque, with Gomi and everybody else, right? But him choosing to do the Heisenberg case, there is this sense of irony that him choosing the Heisenberg case because that is the safest option compared to the two, because he doesn't want to die in El Paso, is probably going to lead him to his death or injury or downfall. It's sad to think about it because I'm just like wondering how everything is going to get resolved, right? But in regards to like Hank himself, it's like it's obvious that he chose this, but it's obvious that it's obvious that he chose this because narratively speaking, this is the start of his downfall, right? This is the path that he chose, and the path that he chose will lead him to his downfall. Because again, it's like, while I definitely cannot see Walter surviving this, I've said this multiple times already throughout like my entire reaction series to Breaking Bad and my discussion. I do not see an ending where Walter White is either alive or is left unharmed or does not face his consequence, right? And what is the highest heartbreaking consequence that he can witness than his brother-in-law's death? It is a terrifying thought, but at the same time, I feel like that is an inevitability. So here's hoping that that is not gonna be the case, because I do love Hank. I love him as a character. I love his quips. I love his jokes. He definitely plays the part of the character who is hiding his own personal issues and his own, I guess, scars, if you will, through the means of comedy, through the means of like laughing it off. But of course, as time moves on, you slowly cannot escape from like, you cannot escape like the what's what I'm looking for here. You just can't escape like the scar and like the problems that he is dealing with right now. Like, he has to face them on head on. And knowing what he is facing off, knowing the capabilities of not just Gus, but also Don Salamanca and everybody else, it's like, oh boy. He thinks he is escaping El Paso. No, 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 no. El Paso is coming for him. That's like the crazy part. He thinks he is escaping El Paso, but really, the people who are in El Paso is probably going to go into Albuquerque because of Walter White and Heisenberg. It's like connected. Like there's no escaping it. But talking about Walter White and Heisenberg and such, I really do enjoy, once again, like the dynamic that this episode is showing between Walter and Skyler, but more importantly, the reunion of Walter and Jesse. Of course, it is one where they both kind of have a disagreement. Jesse kind of wants to convince Walter, but now, of course, Walter's saying no, he doesn't want to do that, of course, obviously, for obvious reasons, right? And the genius behind Gus is so prevalent in this episode, where it is obvious that he is more than one step ahead of Walter. How do you hurt Walter White? How do you manipulate him? You hurt his ego. You hurt his pride. That is the one thing that he always has a sense of accomplishment of. And the fact that Jesse is taking that away by using his own formula, his own recipe, and while making, in a way, an inferior product, that alone already hurts Walter White, right? He already says like, "Hey, yo, what are you doing? This is my stuff. This is my product. What are you doing? You're going to put my name, right, Heisenberg, into an inferior product," and that is something that Walter absolutely does not want. It's like the last piece of creation that Walter has made in his life that actually has meaning, that people actually cared for, that people actually praised for, because the stuff with, let's say, gray matter, right? Walter's not taking credit for that. Maybe I worded that wrong. Walter was stripped away from his credit for that, and that hurt him greatly. So we believe. So now Walter has this chance of like getting his name up in the air, to become history, to be remembered before he died, right? Of course it's gonna work. I mean, we are 3 seasons in. We have seen this happen again and again and again. Of course it's gonna work. And my god, Gus is just really smart about all of this. He really does. Just choosing to give like the half of the money to Jesse and then the other half to Walter. Jesse, of course, doesn't know where the other half is. Walter doesn't know what just happened, but I think he has a pretty good understanding of what just happened. He can just easily clue it in. So I'm assuming that it's going to be like the next episode, and what the next episode is going to deal with, and that is Jesse and Walter having to do all of this again, basically, right? To reunite and just to do the math. You cannot escape it. I will be very surprised if we enter, let's say, season 4 or 5 in this matter, and then we run into the same formula again, where Walter and Jesse is gonna break up. Walter or Jesse realizes that this is wrong, we're not supposed to do this, and then halfway through the season they're gonna go, no, wait, we have to do this because we have no choice, we gotta make the money. Like, I would be surprised if seasons 4 and 5 will still kind of follow that route. I don't know how well that's gonna work narratively speaking, but it does feel like, okay, you've done it like at least 3 times now. I don't know, we shall see, I guess. Yeah. Good episode. Really enjoyed this episode of Breaking Bad. I think that's pretty much it for my discussion. I'm not trying to keep the discussion as long as I used to be. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Last thing that I want to talk about, of course, was the ending where we see. I was looking at the hourglass. But the ending where we see like the traffic lights going green for Walter. I do find the symbolism there to be really, really great. I was about to say interesting, but it is great. It's telling Walter, go. This is the path that you should be going, right? It's like a ding, it's like green, it's like go, it means good, it means great, it means this is the right path. For Walter. It is the right path for Walter. But it says stop for Jesse, the stop sign. Kind of I don't know, it's like this difference between what is good for the other, right? Because obviously Jesse doesn't want all of this. He was in rehab and now he's off, but now he's back in again. So it's almost as if the world is telling Jesse, stop, for the love of God, don't do this. But he does it anyways. And then you got Walter, where the world is saying, go, do it. I find it to be very fascinating and interesting. So that's pretty much it. So for my discussion for Breaking Bad. So if you do enjoy my reaction, my discussion, hit the like and subscribe. As usual, if you are still here up until the very end of the video, thank you. Again, hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. Early access is available on the Patreon as usual, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Have a nice day. Peace.